Have you ever felt stuck, creatively blocked, or overwhelmed by life's demands? Well, what if I told you I found a way to enter creator mode? In a real life situation, it's a state where creativity flows effortlessly and everything aligns perfectly. Well, today I want to share with you how you can achieve this too, using powerful combinations of emotional intelligence and unique tools like the Zen Clarity and Emotional Risk Matrix that I've developed. Oh, welcome to your Zen Den. I'm your host, Zor. Stay with me, and by the end you'll have actionable steps to unlock your creative potential whenever you need it. So what exactly is creator mode? Well, it's a state of mind where you feel completely in flow, fully immersed in what you're doing, whether it's writing, problem solving, or having a meaningful conversation. But here's the secret. Creator mode isn't just for artists or content creators. It's a state where we can all access to bring more focus, more joy, more purpose into our life in any area. The key to entering and staying in creator mode is mastering your emotions. Emotional intelligence, or EQ, is self-awareness, emotional regulation, empathy. Emotional intelligence helps you become more aware of your feelings so you can manage them more effectively and use them to fuel your creativity. But how do we do that? Well, the answer lies in using tools and techniques that enhance our EQ. Let me introduce to you a powerful tool that I've created for you to simplify and illustrate visually the Zen Clarity and Emotional Risk Matrix. This matrix is something that'll help you understand where you are emotionally, and it'll provide a strategy for you to move towards a state of calm, a state of clarity, right into your creator mode. Let's look further into each quadrant of this matrix. So it has 4 zones. We have the green zone, the yellow zone, the orange zone, and the red zone. In the green zone, which I've held as the lowest risk, we have low intensity, low impact emotions, like when you're calm, when you're content, where you can easily access your creativity when you're in that relaxed, mindful state. This is where we can self-reflect, where we can understand how and why things are. This is where you want to be. Now the yellow zone, which is the more moderate risk, we have some mild emotions that arise that could impact our creativity, some frustrations, some mild anxiety, and this may require deliberate strategies like reframing our thoughts, introducing some affirmations or auto-suggestions, or some centering exercises. So this yellow area still may have a lower impact on your emotional state, but there may be a high likelihood of you moving into the orange zone, where there may be a higher impact. And this is where we talk about how certain tools will help us understand that these high intensity emotions, such as overwhelm, they will require techniques, grounding techniques, maybe some cognitive reappraisal to bring you back into the balance. And that's where not only are you introducing things like your autosuggestions and your meditations, but this is where we practically use them. We use them to bring you back into balance. And finally, the most critical risk and the highest impact and the highest likelihood of you being into a negative emotional state where it will impact your life is the red zone. And this is where you understand and you know that you will require immediate intervention. This is where high intensity emotions like fear or anger require those actions. It's critical that we take actions immediately. For example, like breathing exercises, some emotional release techniques, or we may need to seek some professional help. But this is because these high intensity emotions are things like fear or anger. This is where we understand the importance of reducing stress. So stress reduction is very important. You see, stress is something that keeps building and building with your emotions in your body. Stress from your work, stress from your family, stress from traffic, and all the environmental pollutants. Each day can add a layer and another layer of stress. Feeling uncertain or insecurity. This creates an undercurrent of stress. And then as you face additional stressors throughout your days, you begin to feel weighed down, overwhelmed, frustrated. You become more and more sensitive to each additional stressor. And then you're on the edge, stressed out, anxious. Our bodies are bombarded by an assault of stress hormones and increase hypertension. When you put our body in a less than optimal state like this, it impacts things like your health, your heart, your digestion, your energy levels, more and more depleting your reserves and further adding stress to our ailing bodies. And all of these stress sources, they accumulate into this stress effect, eventually leading to things like disease. So what do we do about it? Well, as mentioned before, we seek professional help. But there are more proactive techniques you can also introduce to reduce your stress. And one of them that I teach is the stress balloon. It's, I believe, one of the best ways to reduce your stress and to express your emotions or vent when there's a buildup that happens. In the same way that a balloon inflates as you continue to blow into it. Each new stressor, like blowing another breath into that balloon, just keeps building, getting larger. You keep adding, and eventually in order to reduce the pressure of that balloon or step away from that cliff you're just about to fall off, you need to release that pressure valve. So how do we do that? Well, we let it out. We vent. We express what we're feeling. Now, venting is much different than talking. When you feel stressed or anxious, it can be tempting to talk about it. Most people spend most of their time complaining about what stresses them out. But what's the problem with that? Well, I'll tell you what the problem is. people don't really express what they feel. They complain, more at a surface level, masking what's really going on. Talking about it makes it worse because it gives stressors more time and more attention. For example, like if you had a stressful day at work, complaining about, all the crappy things that happen during your workday, now you're just adding more and more time to your crappy day. Most of the time, when people talk, they either feed the fear or take it as an opportunity to vent about their stressors. Now let's look at that in contrast with venting or getting it out. Rather than holding the stress and anxiety and the fear and increasing the pressure and pushing yourself towards a cliff, venting or expressing how you feel will help reduce that. And there's 2 ways that I teach that you can do that. One of them is express how you feel to yourself. Vent to yourself by stating how you feel. You can do that in the mirror or out loud. You could also do it silently. If necessary, even write it down. Then acknowledge how you feel. Just like you would if somebody were to vent to you. I understand. I'm glad you expressed how you feel. Thank you for sharing. Write it down. The second way is to express how you feel to a trusted person or a support person. But before you vent, make sure you tell the person that you're going to vent for the purpose of getting it out, and not because you're asking for advice to solve a problem. Make sure that they're okay with that. Pick somebody supportive and who will listen. Pick someone who's good at listening and talking. Even give them an acknowledgement phrase like the example I gave previously. I understand, and I'm glad you expressed how you feel. Thank you for sharing this with me. Just like that. Now, if you don't have a friend or a family member who can provide this role for you, then consider getting support from somebody like a counselor or a life coach, such as myself, or even a support group. Now, going back to my Zen clarity matrix, understand that in the green zone, you're practicing mindfulness and present moment awareness, noticing what's around you, having your emotional intelligence and situational awareness. Notice the sensations to anchor yourself in the present. Down below, I've linked some tools to some of my meditations that'll help you with the clarity and focus, like my grounding meditation, which should be a daily practice to ground yourself. To stay in creator mode, you must build confidence. Create confidence by listening to your successes and overcoming those challenges. Remind yourself of your capabilities whenever your doubt creeps in. You want to move yourself from the red zone up to the green zone, but with small shifts. You don't have to do it with one big jump. Remember, if you're feeling overwhelmed, practice these mindfulness exercises and these techniques to center yourself. Know that you are the only one who knows what's good for you. And by using this Zen clarity and emotional risk matrix that I've developed, you'll have a guide. You can easily access it, look at it, and understand and be aware at the first step, which is unlocking your creative potential. So why not give it a try use it as a visual guide. You can download the Matrix for free and start mastering your emotional intelligence today. Thank you for watching. If you found this video helpful, let me know in the comments. You can like, share, and please subscribe to help me make more videos. If you're new to meditations, you could also download my free Emotional Intelligence Ultimate Meditation Guide. I put a link down below. Remember, creator mode is accessible to everybody. You just need the right tools. I will see you in the next video.